The water block is a catastrophic flood prevention device. It's essentially our mechanical flow meter, which measures the amount of water flow per cycle and automatically stops the flow of water if the preset volume is exceeded. After a normal cycle, if the preset volume is not exceeded, the water block automatically resets itself to measure the next cycle. Each water block is supplied a cycle set key, the water block, and instructions. It's very important prior to installation that you assure that the filter screen is in place on the inlet side of the water block. To set the per cycle volume, calculate the volume of water required for the maximum quantity used in a normal cycle. Then, using the cycle key, adjust the dial on the outlet of the water block, bearing in mind that each number on the dial represents approximately 1 gallon of water flow per cycle. In most OCS applications, the normal setting would be between 1 and 2 on the dial. If the preset maximum per cycle flow is exceeded, the water block will stop the flow of water. In that event, the red button on the outlet of the water block would be extended. In order to reset the device, correct the situation that caused the fault. Turn the water supply off. Once the water supply is off, relieve any pressure on the inlet side of the water block. Remove the line from the outlet side of the water block and press the red reset button. As a convenience, some prefer the optional water block reset device, which can allow for resetting without the removal of the outlet fitting. For more information on the water block reset, speak to a customer service representative. Okay, we're going to start with a standard straight installation of the water block. Okay, I'm going to add a FGH F4 flare fitting on the bottom of the water block. On the inlet side of the water block, I will use a MGH 6S fitting. I'm going to install my CN6 compression nut and my BS6 compression sleeve, and I'm going to install it to the angle stop valve. Now, this is a standard straight installation coming off an angle stop valve. Okay, the second installation is going to be a water line installation going to a sink, and I'm going to tee off from the sink and go to the water block. Now I'm going to install the Max BV6 to the angle stop valve water supply. Alright, the next fitting we're going to be adding will be to the outlet side of the water block, which will be the FGH C6 compression fitting 3/8. Now on the top of the water block, on the inlet side, I'm going to be adding an MGH 6C compression 3/8. I'm going to install the CT6-2 3/8 copper tubing elbow. In order to do this, I'm going to remove the compression nut CN6 and the compression sleeve, the BS6. Now I've got the brass sleeve, the BS6, and the compression nut CN6 on the inlet side. I'm going to tighten this down. Now from the valve, I'm going to install my CN6 and my compression sleeve, the BS6. Okay, the next step will be add the line to the max adapter going to the sink. Now that this is installed, I've got my line going to my sink, I've got my shut-off valve, and I've got the water block inlet and the water block outlet going to the equipment being protected. Okay, on this installation, we're actually going to be mounting the water block in a different area. Now I'm going to install the Max BV6 to the angle stop valve water supply. Okay, the next step, I'm going to be connecting the SVL46 braided hose to the valve. Okay, to the inlet side of the water block, I'm going to be connecting a MGH6FP. Okay, to the outlet side of the water block, I'm going to be connecting FGH G6 quick connect fitting. Next, I have the SVL46 braided line, and I will connect it to the inlet side of the water block. Since this is NPT threads on the end of the braided line, I have used Teflon tape to secure a tight seal. Okay, so now we have our line going to the sink, we have our shut-off valve, and the line going to the inlet side of the water block. This being the outlet side, we're ready to mount the water block. We will first position the OC clip where we're mounting the unit, keeping in mind to make sure that the water block is in a vertical position when mounted. Now that the water block is in place, we're ready to connect the equipment.